Whew, alright man, what a day. Let's watch some TV. Oh, nice car. Oh, I love Quaker Oats. Oh, Trouble's my favorite game. Oh, Looney Tunes? Leave it, leave it, leave it. Dude, what are you doing?
Change is good.
I should have never moved into the void. Hey guys, Pope Sano here, back with another how-to in 10 minutes or less. Today, we're looking at Kha'zix. Look, you want to dip in and out of sight? Do you want a mobile champion? Do you want a great solo queue champion? Do you want to pop squishies? Well, you've come to the right place because Kha'zix is the champion for you. Let's get right into it.
No escape.
Kha'zix's passive is Unseen Threat. Kha'zix gains Unseen Threat whenever an enemy loses sight of him, or he activates his ultimate, Void Assault. Unseen Threat empowers his next basic attack against the enemy champion to deal bonus magic and physical damage, slowing them for 25% for 2 seconds. Kha'zix's Q is Taste Their Fear. On active, he slashes the target enemy, dealing physical damage. This is increased by 110% against isolated targets. Kha'zix considers an enemy to be isolated if they're not near one of their allies, which gives both his Q and his W to have special interactions against isolated targets in their evolved form. If you choose to evolve Kha'zix's Q, both his auto attack and his Q gain 50 bonus range. Likewise, if the target is isolated, the cooldown is reduced by 45%. Kha'zix's W is Void Spike. On active, Kha'zix fires a bolt of spikes in a target direction that explode upon hitting an enemy, dealing physical damage to the target and nearby enemies. If Kha'zix is within the radius of the explosion, he heals himself. Choosing to evolve Void Spike now makes it fire 3 in a cone type shape and slowing enemies hit for 40%, revealing them for 2 seconds. If the target is isolated, Void Spike now slows them for 75% instead. Kha'zix's E is creatively called Leap. Basically, Kha'zix leaps to a target location, dealing physical damage to enemies where he lands. Electing to evolve Kha'zix's E gives his leap 200 bonus cast range, and the cooldown is reset upon scoring a champion takedown. Kha'zix's ult is called Void Assault. He passively is allowed to evolve one of his abilities every time he puts a point into Void Assault. On active, Kha'zix becomes invisible for 1.25 seconds, gaining 40% movement speed during the duration. After 2 seconds of leaving invisibility, and for the next 12 seconds, Void Assault can be recast at no additional cost. Choosing to evolve Kha'zix's R allows invisibility to now last for 2 full seconds, and Void Assault can be recast twice instead of once.
Consume and adapt.
Kha'zix has some rune diversity, but I'll introduce you to 2 main options. First, the First Strike build. This is your standard assassin build, in which you take First Strike, Magical Footwear, Futures Market, Cosmic Insight, Sudden Impact, and Treasure Hunter. Kha'zix has a Conqueror page that we're going to take against very tanky teams. Here we go Conqueror, Triumph, Alacrity, Last Stand into the Inspiration Tree with Magical Footwear and Cosmic Insight. In our mini runes, we take attack speed for more consistent DPS against those tanks. The standard Kha'zix build does have some core items, but they can be built in many different ways. So, we're usually building Lethality with Kha'zix, in which we go Duskblade, Ionian Boots, and then if you're head, I would say go Prowlers, or if it's a standard game, feel free to go Edge of Night. After that, we can look for something like Serelda's if they have tankiness, or if we need survivability, we can go Guardian Angel or Mauve Malmortius. If we need sustain in Kha'zix build, or for fighting against tanks, this kind of more tankier build is the way to go, in which we go Spear of Shojin, Gore Drinker, Black Cleaver, Serelda's, and we still go Ionian Boots for that CDR. This build is particularly strong right now because of the recent fighter item buffs. However, it's far more volatile because we'll see what Riot does with these items in the future.
Death from afar.
Because of the isolation bonus, Kha'zix really likes to start at his blue and path towards his red, although you have to adapt game to game. However, here's an example clear pathing that way. We start on blue buff, using our Q with the isolation bonus. Then we pull our blue buff towards Gromp, aggroing Gromp, and walking back towards the blue to finish it off. We don't want to smite either blue or Gromp because we have the isolation bonus anyway, so we're going to use that for camps where we don't quite have that luxury. Next, we're going to pull Gromp towards wolves, where we'll cast our first use of smite. We want to smite the wolves again because we don't get isolation bonus on the camp. Many high elo players play this way, and it's important to want to speed up our clear as much as possible. Next, we put a point into our E during this clear because we can leap over the raptor wall in order to proc the damage and our jungle item on all 6 raptors. Make sure to drag your red buff all the way down as far as you can towards Krugs, so that we have the least amount of time to jump there. Next, we smite the small Krug as you see here, so that we get the quick isolation bonus on to the big Krug. There's a few Kha'zix mechanics that you need to know about if you want to play this champion properly. First, you need to know that you can cast your Q during your E leap. Next, Kha'zix's standard one-shot combo is really useful against enemies that are easy to hit or that are CC'd and standing still. In this combo, we use our W before leaping and casting Q mid-air, in which basically all 3 of those abilities will hit at the same time, dealing massive damage. Remember, if you're leaping from a brush or invisibility, you'll probably have your passive up, so if they don't die to this combo, you can easily auto-attack them for huge damage as well. If you choose to evolve Kha'zix's E, you can double jump if your enemy is low enough to go even further towards the backline. This is essential for escaping or montage creation.
You will soar over them.
This high elo player shows us how using R Smite Q Prowlers is a great way to deal massive burst damage in which you can finish them off with Q. This player shows us how using W to slow is important because we get to stay sticky with Q, R, Prowlers to finish them off. Kha'zix is excellent at 1v1s. Here, fighting against a Mininar who is also a strong early game champion, if we just trust our damage and stay on top of them with ISO Q, we can win these early skirmishes. Finally, this high elo player shows us 2 things. First, the flash W, because we can buffer our W with the flash. Second, we want to hold our E, that way we can actually follow Nidalee in this instance. And that's it for Kha'zix. I hope you enjoyed this quick guide. If you learned something, or if you enjoyed, leave a like, leave a sub, it helps me grow. And thanks everyone so much for the support. As of making this video, we've surpassed 500 subscribers, and I'm looking forward to 1K. Pope out.